Hi, I'm Chris, and today's video is going to be a very quick midsummer tour of the vegetable garden. So let's take a look. So it's the evening of the 26th of July, lovely mild evening, and just to show you around, these are some French beans that were sown on the 2nd of June, now coming out into flower, growing quite nicely. The variety is Delanelle. This is sweet corn mini pop, grown for tiny cobs. And we got some multi-sown beetroot, bolt hardy, and multi-sown leeks, which are Philomene. That's the carrot crop. Those are Autumn King and Sweet Candle. These are the seed-grown shallots, Zebrune, and the seed-grown onion. Last time you saw these, they were just going in. So they've grown a little bit. These were sown on the 12th of February, and as you can see, they're now starting to bulb up quite nicely. So moving on, we've got potatoes. Cropsear to second early Nadine. Got a problem in here with potato cyst eelworm, so it's probably going to be the last year that I grow these, because they're not very resistant to the white eelworm. But this potato on this end is one that is. This is Performer, which is a good one if you have got that problem. And we've got another one here called Innovator, which is ironically one of the parents of Performer. But all in all, they're not doing too bad. Then in the next bed, I've got courgettes, marrows and pumpkins, and all the legumes. And we've also got some sweet corn lark and swift. Quite different in the height with those. They were sown exactly the same time, but the lark is very much more advanced. This is a very late crop of broad beans. It was sown about the middle of June, which is something that you never see in the gardening books ever. But as you'll see, just over a month later, they're in flower. I've never seen anything grow so fast, which is obviously attributed to the very hot weather. And then we've got 2 rows of peas. Again, the row on the left was sown on the 8th of June, and the row on the right on the 14th of June. So on the left you've got Oasis, on the right is the mildew resistant variety called Terrain. There is also some Hearst Green Shaft. So I grow all my peas in blocks of 7 rows, and then I put this really good fencing called Euro fence, which is the best support system I've ever come across for peas. Just keeps them all neat in one row. And then finally, this is very much work in progress, which I was just doing before I did this bit of filming. This is the old fruit garden, which has just been removed, and this is going to make way in the next day or so for all the brassicas for this year. Things like calabrese, Brussels sprouts. So a little bit late putting them in, but hopefully should get a good crop. And just finally, I thought I'd show you the carrots. These are an early carrot called Nairobi, which in my opinion is the tastiest carrot and the best early carrot on the market. And you'll see the way I grow them is 2 drills, 4 inches apart, and then 14 inches to the next pair of drills. And it really does sort of pay off in terms of quality. Let's move the conker. Quality of the crop. And we've been pulling these now for about a month. So from the vegetable garden, just broken it up with a very small grass pathway, and then I'm into my meadow. This has been here for something like about 18 years. It's really establishing well. We have been quite busy pulling out meadow geranium from here this year, though, to try and keep it under control. Meadow geranium, I'd strongly advise, this is one thing you don't sow in your meadow because it can take over and swamp everything. But there's really getting a nice balance of grasses to wildflowers in here. And I was actually going to cut this, but there's so much life in here at the moment, I'm going to leave it a while. So you can see the yellow rattle is over, but there's still quite a lot of clover and just the remnants of the oxeye daisies. So although it's past its best, it's still very beautiful. These are two potatoes. They're called Elfie and Vivaldi. They're both second early potatoes. They were planted on the 12th of June, so we've been in the ground just a little over 6 weeks. So as you can see, they're just coming into flower and are looking really, really good. Very pleased with these. They've been planted on the area where the chickens have been or overwintered, because we couldn't move them because of chicken lockdown. There's plenty of chicken manure under these, so hopefully there will be a good crop as well. But what I like to do is to stagger the potatoes so you've not got them all going old at the same time. So I plant them all right up until about the middle of July. Just got the last ones going in actually at the moment, being planted. But these will be hopefully new potatoes for round about September time. And finally, on this little tour of the garden, these are my garlic plants. There's a soft neck and a hard neck garlic here. We've taken up some of the soft neck already, and I'm just waiting for these just for the foliage to go over a little bit. I'll take the remainder of them out. Next to them are Swedes. I'll just show you these. So these are the Swedes. These were sown middle of May. They'll spend all of their life under the fleece covering. The reason for the fleece is to keep cabbage root fly off them, and also we have an awful lot of pigeons here, so they are a very, very good barrier against pigeons. But at the moment, not doing too bad, just starting to put on a little bit of weight, so pleased with those. I shall just slacken the fleece off as they grow, and they're perfectly happy under there. Had a really, really good crop of strawberries off these this year, and got a rather good crop of thistles also. So next job is to get a big fork together and get that thistle out of the strawberries. So hopefully by the next time I see you there'll be something to harvest in here, but for now, so long.